I think this is going to be a best of 5. I'm pretty sure. What other lines have EU won? I'm trying to remember. Have there even been any other lines? Obviously, winning 3 RLCSs in a row is pretty good. So I'm not saying the EU is trash or anything. I'm just saying it's quite interesting that when it gets to the grand final, NA does really well against EU, which is very interesting to me. I think that there could be something there. Like the nerves don't really get to the EU teams versus the NA matchup, or versus the NA team, until right into the moment that you get to the grand final and the NA crowd's going ballistic. Because there's something about, obviously we all know there's something about grand finals that everybody's just a bit more excited. I mean, I hardly need to explain that to you.
Cobb is on the job.
The job is on the cob.
Prize pool.
Jacob just tweeted. I obviously tweeted out that I was streaming this matchup, and Jacob just replied, "Why did I let you convince me to play in your stream?" He didn't need much convincing. I'm not gonna lie. He really didn't need much convincing at all. I just said, "Hey, do you want to play?" He was like, "Nah, I don't want to lose before my debut in the 12 Titans Qualifier." And then I said, "Nah, you'll win, no problem. All these guys in the 12 Titans Qualifier, they're all going to be so nervous compared to you, because he's, you know, the big guy with all the tournament experience." Let me put the volume up a little bit. Which I think it could be true, because we all know that there's a lot of phenomenal 1v1 players who have come on stream in front of a bigger audience than they've ever played in front of before, and they really struggle, you know, on their debut, maybe on their, you know, couple of debut performances. But Jacob surely won't be one of those players. I can't see him getting nervous, even if he's losing way up until the end. Oh, Satthew with a disconnect or AFK or something. Jacob slows the kickoff to give him a chance to save this attack. It was a pretty vicious reverse 45-degree flick by Satthew, but Jacob rightfully on the board. I think he could have scored that breakaway that he had before Satthew scored, if he had just taken the shot a bit quicker. He's trying to make sure that he got the open net, which, I mean, we're all familiar with that. That sort of philosophy. You've got the open net and you just want to take your time with it. That's a good 50-50 by Jacob. The flat carb, it doesn't even matter. He's still done a really good job, and good placement as well from the air. One aspect to this matchup that I'm sure Jacob will have the advantage in is the aerial battle. He's very, very fast into the air, and very, very accurate as well. And I'll sort of give you guys a little bit of an intro to Jacob's 1v1 play from what I've seen recently, because I didn't know that he'd been practicing once until I saw him on Dapper's stream. And what happened, I'll tell you this, your guys' story. Sorry if something incredible happens and you wish I was talking about the game, but I think this is worth telling you guys. I was just watching Dapper's stream, because I do like to watch Dapper's stream every once in a while. And I'll sometimes just have it on and I'm not super paying attention to it. Just I say it, Jacob with the double touch. I knew that something good was going to happen because I'm telling a story. Look at the air control by Jacob on the rebound. He was always going for the double. Look at the crossbar and the rebound. But anyway, story must go on. So I'm watching Dapper's stream and I see that he's against Jacob and the score is 1-1 with like a minute left. So I thought to myself, this must be a 2v2 and there's just teammates out of the frame right now because Dapper was dribbling and Jacob was in goal. And then after about 30 seconds or so...
You are the first and only one I subscribed to. Keep giving us such a good content.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll try my best.
Day, bro.
You too, man. But yeah, like I was saying, I thought that it must be just a 2v2 with the other guys out of frame because I couldn't see either of their teammates. Then it took me about 20 seconds. Holy cow! Jacob, I'm trying to tell a story, mate. Will you stop scoring bangers? What is this? Underbelly, top corner redirect. Beautiful. I'm trying to tell a story, man. Can you let me finish? Alright? The whole point is, it was 1-1, and there was barely any time left, and then it took me 20 seconds to realise that it was in fact a 1v1, not a 2v2 with teammates out of frame. I just assumed it would be a 2v2, because who's 1-1 against Dapper with 4 minutes gone? Nobody in the world, and that's what I thought, until I saw Jacob do that, because he was just sitting in net and saving everything. Of course, Dapper was a little bit more dominant in control and winning possession off kickoffs and just in general being faster to take control of the ball. But Jacob was totally fine. He's just sitting in goal and doing this sort of thing, popping it wide and then saving whatever boost he has left. The good old Cuxer playstyle. And then his shots were so good that he's able to keep up with even a player like Dapper, who's still, I think, the best player in 1v1 in North America.
Hey Johnny, hey, we have a baby now. But unfortunately he has your nose.
Oh, Jacob, what a pre-jump and what a save from Satthew, who is kind of playing
still a long
not
way
too
to baby.
Dissimilar to Dapper. And this is the sort of thing that Jacob does to people. He just lets you take shots and he keeps on popping the ball high, giving himself plenty time to recover grab whatever boost he can and prepare for the next attack. And with his finishing that we've seen on display right here, you can see how he can be such a dangerous ones player. Satthew at the moment is in the top 20 in 1v1, which if usually, given the disparity between EU and NA 1v1 players, means that you're in top 10 NA. And I'm pretty sure that Satthew is comfortably top 10 in North America right now on the 1v1 leaderboard.
I now know what batteries feel like, as I am also not included in anything. Go Jacob.
That's so bad. That's like bad and savage at the same time. I like that. I have to remember that. Look at the flicks from Sathi though. He is going for complete boomers. He knows nothing but the best shot possible is going to get past this man. But wow, that is some decent power. I think he might have just side flipped through that one. Great velocity that he's able to get on the ball. And with 141 remaining, he only trails by 1. Jacob still using that wave dash kickoff, which I'm personally not a fan of because of the boost that it consumes. But he's doing okay with it. He's sort of staying... He's not... Well, what I'll say is he's not conceding direct kickoff goals, which is, you know, that's something. Certainly something to be happy about. But he is conceding a lot of possession. Satthew is usually the player coming out with the ball. But, I mean, Satthew coming out with the ball in a pretty straight-up face-off as well might just have the edge in this aspect of play. And that just shows you why it's so dangerous in 1v1 to give up 1 goal, since suddenly a couple of kickoffs later you've gone from 1 in the lead to 1 goal down. I want to see if Satthew does the same kickoff that he just did. Super early dodge. He's almost hitting the ball with the roof of his car. That is extremely interesting. Very rarely do I see that. Most players prefer to hit the ball with the nose of their car rather than the roof. But if you're going for just a sort of dead ball 50-50 win, hitting it with the roof is definitely better. And the speed of the flick is just too much for Jacob yet again. Great turnaround by Satthew. 5 consecutive goals. And I believe 5 consecutive kickoff possessions also. This time Jacob finally, I think, sort of replicating what Satthew is doing is what has enabled him to win this one. The very, very early dodge to try and get the larger side of the car's hitbox into play. Now Jacob might have a problem because he's tried to play a bit counter-punchy. He's trying to be responding to Sathew's play, and then when he's forced to make an offensive tackle, doesn't look as comfortable.
GR8 content. Love it. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for all the kind words and the support and the spam, guys. I'll catch up. I'll give all you guys shout-outs after the series is over. But for now, we'll just we'll get through this one because I'm so far behind. I've missed like all the alerts. My bad. So this time Jacob is able to secure the open net. No pressure on this occasion. I would like to see him make a bit of a fight to come back into this one using some fancy kickoff strategies. I would like right there. I would have liked to see him fake the kickoff maybe just to guarantee the possession more often than not. But he does have the possession. He kind of presented himself on the wall for Sathi to bang.
Opening 1v1, Jacob would have taken it easily. JK, love you, Johnny.
Jacob's just able to get these touches that you don't expect, and he's faked out Satthew completely, but almost allows him the time to recover. Jacob within a goal. This is turning out to be an extremely interesting matchup. Not the low-scoring matchup that I was talking about when I saw him playing Dapper on Dapper's stream, but still, at times, similar sort of playstyle. And it did take 1 goal to go in, 1 exceptional flick for Satthew to get that ice break, if I can call it that. He was looking like he was bashing his head against the wall. Then he got that incredible flick goal, and then a couple of kickoffs later, he's winning by 1. So if that doesn't happen, will we just have Jacob sitting in goal and being an impenetrable wall? We'll have to wait and see. I do also remember, did I miss a prize pool kickoff from someone? If I did, I think they must have been like $5. Hold on, let me tab out. Yeah, $5. So yeah, there's a $5 prize pool. I don't want to hold these guys back by taking ages to get this game started, and I feel like I've talked quite a lot over the top of the match already. But if you guys do want to donate to the prize pool, we're at $5 right now. I'll see if I can sneak in some time. I accidentally closed my what do you call it? $5 prize pool. Yeah. We're a nutty prize pool. That's why I'm not like I'm not gonna go and put what do you call it? Streamlabs donation goal up for this because it'll just take me a bunch of time. I've closed Streamlabs is the problem. I was wondering which window is missing on my other browsers. It just reminded me Streamlabs is now closed, so my bad on that one. So Satthew again with that slower kickoff approach. You can almost tell just from Jacob's POV that Satthew is coming in slow, and I imagine trying to dodge the same way that we saw him doing earlier with the roof of his car hitting the ball. So Jacob should be able to spot that. He'll be able to identify, wait, Satthew is not flipping at the usual time. He's in fact landing much sooner than he usually would. There he is again. So you can tell Sathew's landing before me. He's going for that exceptionally early dodge just so he can hit the ball with the roof of his car. And I don't know if what Jacob's plan is to counter that just yet. I don't know if he's seen that before.
Pool time, good God, is your nose monstrous.
Mate, what do you mean? I appreciate the fiver. Well, what I'll do, hopefully I'll be able to keep on tabbing out as goals are happening. Where's my Streamlabs? Okay, there it is. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can get a donation goal up. Alright, we'll just call it this. What month is this? 12/06. I always have to do the date in an American spelling, which is really annoying because I don't. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, what a save by Jacob! Sorry for accidentally clicking there to tab back in and it changed the director camera, but that's a phenomenal save by the Cobb, who's off to a good start yet again. I think he had a 3-goal lead at the start of last game, and he's shadowing hardcore at the near post, just saying, come on, bring it in. What you got, Satthew? That's not going to be good enough. Near post, top corner. I've got that in the bag. Well, what else has he got in his bag? With a Rasta hat, I'm sure you guys would, you'd be able to guess a few things, but... Oh, Jacob's got to be careful though. Satthew has demoed him on the wall earlier this game. He just has a quick look down though to see what Sathew's doing. Make sure that he's able to get that extra touch without just passing it straight to his opponent. Jacob this time pre-jumps very, very early, given the distance that Sathew's shooting from. But we see there the speed of Jacob into the air. Even though he landed, or he was still landing when Sathew could have been jumping, he still beats Sathew to the ball. Great speed, and he might actually save this. Yes, he will. Off the inside of the post.
But Johnny's nose keeps
transitioning into an open net at the other end. That is not bad. Okay, I might be able to get the prize pull up. Bam. Hey, there we go. Okay, so 20 quid in the prize. I just rounded it up a little bit because I didn't want to put a decimal point. So there we go, 20 quid. I know the first donation was like $3.50, but don't worry about it. That's like my Christmas present to these guys. £1.50. That's like 150 penny sweets. I'm a generous human being. What can I say? Sathew's got a lot of work to do in Game 2 if he wants to come back against the land boy, the seasoned veteran, one of the most experienced pro players in the entire Rocket League scene, and a player who's had a phenomenal 2017 without bad NRG. Finished off the year with Jacob Garrett and Fireburner ending their year with a 9th place finish at RLCS, and of course that not being good enough for them to get an invite to E-League. We have to remember that they still finished off 3rd place NA Online in Season 4, 1st place NA Online Season 3. They won X Games. They came, I think, 3rd at DreamHack DreamHack Atlanta. They had several good results. Before Cloud9 started popping off, they were by far the best team in North America, and it was, large part down to this guy. Still, I think, a great 2017, despite the bad ending, if you ask me. Can I paint my nose green just for the lulz to see how it looks? Maybe one. I'm sure I will one day. But look at this. Jacob is just swatting inside every single shot that Satthew takes. And, in a best of one scenario, this is actually a really good playstyle to have, I would say. Well, it's a good playstyle till you're losing. I mean, isn't every playstyle good till you're losing? I can hear y'all saying that already. But, if you wanted to have a playstyle that's suited for best of ones, I would say this isn't a bad one to have. Jacob's, counter-punch playstyle, incredible goalkeeping, accurate shooting. If you've got that as your package, if you've got that underneath your Rasta hat, that's pretty good. That's a decent combination, I would say. Satthew, on the other hand, is relying on powerful, one-punch offensive moves into quick recoveries and, maybe a bit of boost starving. That's his style. But if Jacob plays on point on kickoffs, I don't think Sathew's style is going to work against Jacob. You see that, again, delayed approach by Satthew, hitting it with the roof of his car. If Jacob just gets there really, really fast and starts moving the ball off center, Sathew's hit is nowhere near as good as he wants it to be. So credit to Jacob for mixing it up. He's changing the direction that he's hitting the ball on face-off, not always just trying to bring it back in field, like get around it and kind of pull it into the side of the field that he spawned on. So he's pushing it sometimes, pulling it others. He's mixing it up a fair bit. And he's got Sathi in his sights once again. I'm sure he'll be not interested in the slightest in conceding one goal, even if it will be a decent meme. And the pre-jump, not quite good enough this time. He was close. Jacob does drop the close one. I know that he probably did this for a little bit of fun. You can see him like kind of baiting Satthew, saying, here, I'm up, you see me? And then Satthew slices it right into the top corner. It was a very good finish, I have to say. Very good finish. The 12 Titans Qualifiers should start tomorrow at 7 PM UK time, 8 PM Central European time, 2 PM Eastern, 11 in the morning Pacific. All those time zones. I can't think of the Sydney time zone off the top of my head, but something stupid like it'll probably be like something like 6 in the morning. I don't know. Something like that. It's tomorrow. That's the EU qualifier for 12 Titans. It's all going to be best of one. I don't know how many games I'm going to be streaming, but I will be streaming as many as possible, just to give these guys a chance to get their games casted live and, you know, start the brand building experience. This has been an extremely one-sided affair. Jacob was able to execute the exact same strategy that he was trying to execute in game 1, but this time his kickoff was a lot better. He didn't concede, you know, several, I think 5 or 6 possessions in a row against someone who's got exceptional ball control. I did mention earlier, I think Satthew is top 20 in the world. He's 17th or something. Jacob, I believe, is also top 20. He might be 20th on the dot. I'll check if after the series, if you guys remind me. But yeah, these guys are certainly up there right now in the NA 1v1 leaderboard. And Jacob's got a chance to make it the good old I would 8 to be you score. He's trying to slow roll it in or does not score at all. He's just going to get right into game 3 as fast as possible. Could have scored if he wanted to. Had some mercy. Either way, we're sitting pretty at 1-1 after 2 games. And Jacob is certainly here to play. I tried to click ready. There we go. Overall top 5 teams in the world. Well, it's got to be G2, Cloud9 and Gale Force have to be in it because they've both finished top 3 in the past 2 LANs. And then the other one, you've got to choose between Method, PSG, and Mocket and Chiefs probably. That's the 4 teams you can choose from. And you know, as much as I like Chiefs, I don't think that you could justify giving them a top 5 in the world spot because they finished 5th at E-League, 7th at LAN. Mocket finished 7th at E-League, 3rd at E-League, 7th at LAN. Method finished 2nd and 7th. And PSG finished 5th and 5th. So out of those two, I would say that PSG and Method probably round out the top 5, in my opinion. Which is the exact same top 5 as I had pre-RLCS, except I've taken NRG out and I've put G2 in, which I think is fair for the moment. Jacob with a nice piece of control to lift that over the top of Satthew. Doesn't get the boost grab on the way out, and it is up now. Satthew decides not to turn around and take it. He's just going to go and attack and take the boost at Jacob's end. I'm sure Satthew was fully aware that Jacob would be saving that, but that's some understeer from Satthew at the far post. Not ideal for somebody who's relying on his ground play to take down a much more defensive player who should have heard Satthew coming there. We could hear him boosting behind. Jacob probably thinks there's no way you're going to go for a demo with that big of a run up. You know I'll jump over you. And then Satthew just keeps on going. What a save by Jacob. He is dodging so early when he needs to, just to put himself between Satthew and the goal. Sathi says holy. I'm sure he's just amazed that Jacob was able to make this so difficult to score with almost no boost for the entire 40 or so seconds that Sathi's been on the ball. Yeah, well, what do you guys think? If you don't agree with my top 5, if you don't think that top 3 is Gale Force, Cloud9, G2, and then probably Method, PSG for 4th, 5th, that's my top 5 at the moment. That's my top 5 at the moment. What do you guys think? Who have I got in the wrong place? You can't just say that you don't like my top 5 and not say what's wrong with it. Alright, Jacob still gonna play defensive here. Phenomenal recovery off the back wall, almost giving himself the opportunity to get that demo. Something that Satthew has been outplaying him in is the demo department, especially up on walls and near walls. Jacob perhaps feeling a little bit too safe when he goes near a wall, but against a seasoned 1v1 veteran, nowhere is safe. They will chase you to the roof to find that demo, as they know that they've got plenty of time to put it into your open net while you're respawning, albeit 3 seconds. Do you agree? Who's Satthew again? Feed the narrative. Satthew's just a ranked 1v1 main
Johnny, please use
in America.
This money
top
for some
20.
tea and crumpets.
I will. I mean, I've got tea right now, so I'll put it down on this purchase if that's okay with you. I reckon my top 5 is pretty accurate. I I would be surprised if anybody had a different team, because Ghost, obviously, they finished pretty poorly. Chiefs, I don't think they've had enough good results. Like, they've beaten Ghost, beaten NRG, but they're two teams who I don't have top 5. Like, to be in my top 5, you've got to be, you know, taking series or causing problems for other teams in my top 5. And, you know, PSG seem to beat Cloud9 quite a lot. Method beat PSG. Cloud9 beat G2. G2 are the only team who have beaten Gale Force recently. It's a nice dunk attempt by Jacob. He's going up in the air again, and it looks like Satthew is going to put it in for him. Jacob almost hitting the nose slide celebration, but this just shows how dangerous Jacob is in the air. He's straight up, and he's found the angle that he needed to put this in an almost unstoppable position. See the respect from Satthew as well. He knew Jacob had a good chance of putting that on target, tried to meet the ball and pinch it off the crossbar. Yeah, got to give some props to Jacob, because I don't think many people rated him as a 1v1 player, and he's gotten really good really fast with a different playstyle from what we're used to seeing in NA. A lot of the players who come on stream, you know, even the more defensively oriented ones like Farskiller, still play a pretty aggressive challenge game. But Jacob does not have an aggressive challenge game at all. He's been playing exceptionally far back and just giving his opponent a lot of time on the ball. Jacob says wait. Apparently it lagged on Jacob's screen. He must have seen Satthew hit it, but from us... Oh, he's saying flick and a half, yeah. I mean, the flick was... It was decent, Jacob. Don't blow your own trumpet, mate. I would have credited you if you went up for it and scored, but he had a little bit too much respect in Sathew's aerial game. As we all know, 1v1 players can't aerial, so Jacob hasn't figured that one out yet. Jacob, I can't believe he just stopped the 1v1 for like 20 seconds just to compliment his own flick. It was a pretty crazy flick. He's barely moving and it went halfway to the ceiling, so to be fair, it was pretty good. Wait, why is that alert not going off on the alerts? I can see it in my chat.
His name is Johnny and his nose is already 2 meters long.
That's pretty long.
Can you recommend a surgeon?
Oh, Jacob, he might be in trouble. Never mind. Double save. He needs a triple. Oh, backflip on the line. Will seal the deal for Sathi. Jacob, he could have got the triple save here. 1 stop, 2, and then this aerial by Satthew might have been trying to read a pre-jump from Jacob, but Jacob feels backflipped. Satthew might have been reading a double jump, because Jacob has been pre-jumping a fair bit. So I do like that from Satthew. It was either a miss hit or a read. I'd like to think it was a read, because it was pretty close. Jacob pit maneuvering Satthew on the wall. He's going to get the boost steal at the far side. Satthew actually tripped up and ended up on the inside of the post, and Jacob is going to keep attacking. Is Sathew's reactionary goalkeeping going to be as good as Jacob's? Doesn't need to be with shots like that. But good advice in the demo. I was going to say he might just be out of the game regardless. Jacob, 12 seconds, no boost whatsoever. That was a huge opportunity when he had Satthew in the net, and Satthew had almost no boost to speak of. But what a time for Jacob's shooting to let him down. It looks like Sathew's accidentally kept it up. Jacob, chance on 0 seconds, and he takes it. Sathew's so worried about the demo. He thought he was dropping the ball, but it bounced on the curve, dodges the demo, but in doing so takes himself out of the game. And we are going to overtime. I don't believe this. Satthew thought the ball was about to hit the ground. He thought that it was all over. Panics, jumps over the demo, but it looks like he's got the revenge anyway. Should be able to work it in. Yes, he will. Satthew will take this. 10 seconds into OT. And he continues to be a step up on the demo game. Takes Jacob out for, I think, the 4th or 5th time at a crucial moment. I've got to say, Jacob needs to be a little bit more aware when people are creeping up behind him looking for those bangs, because he's exposed himself a little bit, just like he exposed himself on his stream yesterday with the topless, accidental topless stream. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to have to let you investigate yourself. No link in the description. But we did see an exceptionally one-sided game 2 in favour of Jacob. He fumbles a wave dash. Will we see him
keep it up, dogger dude,
win game 4 in comfortable fashion as well? The first goal is super important, because when Satthew when he has been behind, he doesn't look like he's got a reliable way of breaking down Jacob's defense. Jacob's defense just at times impenetrable. But you know, once Satthew's into the lead, he doesn't need to force that goal, and that 1 goal cushion is enough to make him play with a lot more confidence and a lot more care. He doesn't get counterattacked so much. Still very interested in this kickoff that Sathew's doing. Very early dodge. Very early dodge. He's making it work.
I got 10 on my tower.
Oh, and the mind game.
Less than 3.
Jacob, the pre-jumps have finally caught up with him as Satthew just drops it and rolls it underneath the land veteran. I don't know if Sathew's... Is he in RLRS? I can't remember. Somebody help me out here. He is a very, very good ones player. Oh dear, he's had a nervous whiff though. He had full boost there. There's no excuse for that miss. I mean, sure, he's feeling scared about Jake. Oh no, he didn't have full boost. He just grabbed full boost after. I was like, why has he missed this? Okay, well, a little, still no real excuse to miss that with, you know, even 12 or 20 boost. It's plenty. Wave dash kickoff again for Jacob. He is able to win this one. Important that he does, because he has almost no boost when he doesn't, but he's dunked it in. Crossbar comes to the rescue of Satthew. The dunk was past his opponent. Yeah, E-League had a prize pool just as big as RLCS, but first place E-League was 70k, first place RLCS was 55k, so E-League is definitely the biggest tournament that we've seen prize money wise. I really enjoyed the format. I think that's a format that RLCS should adopt easily. Even if you just have 10 teams, you can still do the same format, just 2 groups and then into semi-finals, finals on the last day. No need for a double elim, no need for a silly bracket reset. I would much rather that. Don't know about you guys. What do you think? Press 1 if you want RLCS to do groups into semis and finals, or groups into quarters and then semis and then finals, instead of what they currently do. I'm curious to see your guys' thoughts on that. Meanwhile, Jacob, he has not been able to play the Game 2 plan ever since Game 2. Sathew's looking a lot better. Yeah, I think you guys seem to agree as well. A lot of ones. And, you know, he looked down, he saw Sathi there, and goes for the boost anyway, because there wasn't really any point in him turning. He wasn't going to get back to goal in time to save that anyway, so he might as well pick up boost and hope that Sathi beans it, because then at least he has boost to punish the beanage. So I don't disagree with Jacob going for boost there. He knew that he was out of the game anyway. The Sathew's boost starving is starting to take its toll. That and the superior demo game. Oh, he just missed that boost steal. Those have been the 2 things that have stood out for Sathew and why he's been able to beat Jacob. He's starting to get a good read on Jacob's high challenges as well. Whenever Jacob is going for challenges, he's coming in very high. Sathi just sticking it right underneath him. And now Jacob needs to be on point, and he's just fumbled another touch. First touch not good enough. Sathi going to collect another possession for free. Half the game gone. We've not seen any huge comebacks by Jacob. It was a comeback in Game 1 that gave Sathi the win. Every game since then has gone to the player who took the first goal. Jacob looking for a good first touch. He has not found a good first touch out of the last 3. And look how much boost he had to waste just to get back around that one. And it will turn into a Sathew goal. Once again, Jacob's first touch is letting him down. He just had a clean drive-by on the ball there. Had to go in a circle and use a ton of boost just to give himself a second try. But credit to Sathew, he is playing exceptionally solid against a player who I have to describe as, from Sathew's point of view, frustrating to play against. It is very frustrating to play against someone who is just saving absolutely everything that you throw at them, and then scoring with exceptional rebounds and aerial goals. At times though, Jacob should have just gone a bit more ham in the air, because Sathew's looked weak, honestly, in the air. Sathew, if there's one aspect of his game that has looked dodgy, it's the aerials. So Jacob should be going up for more, in my opinion. He should go up for everything that's left in this game, because he's only had 5 shots in over 3 minutes of gameplay. He's got now 1 minute 41 seconds to score 3. Do we think that he's going to score from 3 goals from 5 shots? Possibly. But he needs to start taking those risks, needs to hit those first touches. There's a decent one. There's a long shot. That's going to be good. Top shelf, top corner. Satthew caught off guard yet again. This was what was lacking at the end of Game 3. He had Satthew in this exact same position, turning at the near post. I think Satthew might have even had less boost in Game 3 at the end. This time Jacob drills it. He's got to be careful though. Sathew's kickoff continues to look dangerous, and we see the weakness of the wave dash kickoff present itself. As Jacob has absolutely no boost to spare when he turns around to go back to net here. If he had even 12 boost, he would comfortably, even 6 would have gotten past that ball and he would have stopped it. But he's used every last ounce, committing to the fast kickoff with the wave dash, and it just doesn't work out. 3 goals of difference. Jacob goes back to the regular kickoff. Sathew's putting the pressure on.
Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France?
Yes.
There was nothing left but debris at price poop. Love you, Johnny.
Thanks for the 420. I'll catch up on all the alerts at the end. I do appreciate all this, guys. Looks like this might be the end of the line for Jacob. He has just not won enough kickoffs. His first touch let him down in game 4. His ground shot let him down at the end of game 3. And apart from that, we've had a pretty interesting series. I think that Jacob has proved himself as a top ones player in North America. Nobody is going to take down Satthew easily these days. He is, long since gotten past the nerves of appearing on stream for the first time. And his flicks have looked truly exceptional at times as he goes up by 5. Jacob never did look comfortable coming off his line to challenge early. So it is going to be GG's for Satthew if he can just play out his kickoffs exactly as he has been up until this point. Jacob actually getting a bit unlucky there that it didn't bounce infield faster. He's done well to manipulate the ball past his opponent, but with how much time is left, he needs more. He needs quicker turnovers than this. He needs goal, kickoff, and again. But it just ain't happening. Sathew's he's wasting so much time. 4 goals of difference. If Jacob could pull this one back, I'll be so impressed. It was a good bump off the wall. Kate up trying, turbo crying, panda sighing, GFE dying. Is that what people are spamming? I didn't watch the Twitch chat. I watched that game on my phone. So I didn't have the Twitch chat available to me. If that was the spam, I think that's a bit of a letdown. Jacob halfway line air dribble is good, but he's still got 3 more to find. Credit to Jacob. He did go for this comeback. He didn't just sit back and wait for Satthew to beat himself. He's tried to take his game to Satthew. Satthew has been exceptionally good at running down the clock, though, and making it as difficult as possible for Jacob to score. And not just that, but putting a couple more goals in Jacob's end as well. That's going to bounce back. Jacob too late to the rebound. Satthew with the butt stand for the final game. GG's is called, and Satthew will take it 3-1. Let me see what the prize pool was. Sorry I didn't put that up faster. I just got really distracted. I just got super distracted at the start of this one, telling you about Jacob's story. £31.64. Alright, let me go calculate that. I'll hide the score as well in case somebody just tunes in and gets the results spoiled for them. In dollars, that is 40. Let's just make it 50. It's easier to remember. $50 Satthew. Alright, so I'll make sure to pay that out later. I've got a note on my notepad. GG's though. GG's. I've got to say, Jacob needs to be a little bit more aware when people are creeping up behind him looking for those bangs, because he's exposed himself a little bit, just like he exposed himself on his stream yesterday with the accidental topless stream. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to have to let you investigate yourself. No link in the description. But we did see an exceptionally one-sided game 2 in favour of Jacob. He fumbles a wave dash. Will we see him
keep it up, dogger dude,
win game 4 in comfortable fashion as well? The first goal is super important, because when Satthew when he has been behind, he doesn't look like he's got a reliable way of breaking down Jacob's defense. Jacob's defense just at times impenetrable. But once Satthew's into the lead, he doesn't need to force that goal, and that one goal cushion is enough to make him play with a lot more confidence and a lot more care. He doesn't get counterattacked so much. Still very interested in this kickoff that Sathi's doing. Very early dodge. He's making it work.
I got 10 on my tower.
Oh, and the mind game.
Less than 3.
Jacob, the pre-jumps have finally caught up with him as Satthew just drops it and rolls it underneath the LAN veteran. I don't know if Sathew's... Is he in RLRS? I can't remember. Somebody help me out here. He is a very, very good ones player. Oh dear, he's had a nervous whiff though. He had full boost there. There's no excuse for that miss. I mean, sure, he's feeling scared about Jake. Oh no, he didn't have full boost. He just grabbed full boost after. I was like, why has he missed this? Okay, well, still no real excuse to miss that with even 12 or 20 boost. It's plenty. Wave dash kickoff again for Jacob. He is able to win this one. Important that he does, because he has almost no boost when he doesn't, but he's dunked it in. Crossbar comes to the rescue of Satthew. The dunk was past his opponent. Yeah, E-League had a prize pool just as big as RLCS, but first place E-League was 70k, first place RLCS was 55k, so E-League is definitely the biggest tournament that we've seen prize money wise. I really enjoyed the format. I think that's a format that RLCS should adopt easily. Even if you just have 10 teams, you can still do the same format, just 2 groups and then into semi-finals, finals on the last day. No need for a double elim, no need for a silly bracket reset. I would much rather that. Don't know about you guys. What do you think? Press 1 if you want RLCS to do groups into semis and finals, or groups into quarters and then semis and then finals, instead of what they currently do. I'm curious to see your guys' thoughts on that. Meanwhile, Jacob, he has not been able to play the Game 2 plan ever since Game 2. Sathew's looking a lot better. Yeah, I think you guys seem to agree as well. A lot of ones. And you know, he looked down, he saw Sathi there, and goes for the boost anyway, because there wasn't really any point in him turning. He wasn't going to get back to goal in time to save that anyway, so he might as well pick up boost and hope that Sathi beans it, because then at least he has boost to punish the beanage. So I don't disagree with Jacob going for boost there. He knew that he was out of the game anyway. The Sathew's boost starving is starting to take its toll. That and the superior demo game. Oh, he just missed that boost steal. Those have been the 2 things that have stood out for Satthew and why he's been able to beat Jacob. He's starting to get a good read on Jacob's high challenges as well. Whenever Jacob is going for challenges, he's coming in very high. Satthew just sticking it right underneath him. And now Jacob needs to be on point, and he's just fumbled another touch. First touch not good enough. Satthew going to collect another possession for free. Half the game gone. We've not seen any huge comebacks by Jacob. It was a comeback in game 1 that gave Satthew the win. Every game since then has gone to the player who took the first goal. Jacob looking for a good first touch. He has not found a good first touch out of the last 3. And look how much boost he had to waste just to get back around that one. And it will turn into a Satthew goal. Once again, Jacob's first touch is letting him down. He just had a clean drive-by on the ball there. Had to go in a circle and use a ton of boost just to give himself a second try. But credit to Satthew, he is playing exceptionally solid against a player who I have to describe as, from Sathew's point of view, frustrating to play against. It is very frustrating to play against someone who is just saving absolutely everything that you throw at them, and then scoring with exceptional rebounds and aerial goals. At times though, Jacob should have just gone a bit more ham in the air, because Sathew's looked weak, honestly, in the air. Sathew, if there's one aspect of his game that has looked dodgy, it's the aerials. So Jacob should be going up for more, in my opinion. He should go up for everything that's left in this game, because he's only had 5 shots in over 3 minutes of gameplay. He's got now 1 minute 41 seconds to score 3. Do we think that he's going to score from 3 goals from 5 shots? Possibly. But he needs to start taking those risks, needs to hit those first touches. There's a decent one. There's a long shot. That's going to be good. Top shelf, top corner. Sathew caught off guard yet again. This was what was lacking at the end of game 3. He had Sathew in this exact same position, turning at the near post. I think Sathew might have even had less boost in game 3 at the end. This time Jacob drills it. He's got to be careful though. Sathew's kickoff continues to look dangerous, and we see the weakness of the wave dash kickoff present itself. As Jacob has absolutely no boost to spare when he turns around to go back to net here. If he had even 12 boost, he would comfortably, even 6 would have gotten past that ball and he would have stopped it. But he's used every last ounce, committing to the fast kickoff with the wave dash, and it just doesn't work out. 3 goals of difference. Jacob goes back to the regular kickoff. Sathew's putting the pressure on.
Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France?
Yes.
There was nothing left but debris at price poop. Love you, Johnny.
Thanks for the 420. I'll catch up on all the alerts at the end. I do appreciate all this, guys. Looks like this might be the end of the line for Jacob. He has just not won enough kickoffs. His first touch let him down in game 4. His ground shot let him down at the end of game 3. And apart from that, we've had a pretty interesting series. I think that Jacob has proved himself as a top ones player in North America. Nobody is going to take down Satthew easily these days. He is, long since gotten past the nerves of appearing on stream for the first time. And his flicks have looked truly exceptional at times as he goes up by 5. Jacob never did look comfortable coming off his line to challenge early. So it is going to be GG's for Satthew if he can just play out his kickoffs exactly as he has been up until this point. Jacob actually getting a bit unlucky there that it didn't bounce infield faster. He's done well to manipulate the ball past his opponent, but with how much time is left, he needs more. He needs quicker turnovers than this. He needs goal, kickoff, and again. But it just ain't happening. Sathew's he's wasting so much time. 4 goals of difference. If Jacob could pull this one back, I'll be so impressed. It was a good bump off the wall. Kate up trying, turbo crying, panda sighing, GFE dying. Is that what people are spamming? I didn't watch the Twitch chat. I watched that game on my phone. So I didn't have the Twitch chat available to me. If that was the spam, I think that's a bit of a letdown. Jacob halfway line air dribble is good, but he's still got 3 more to find. You know, credit to Jacob. He did go for this comeback. He didn't just sit back and wait for Satthew to beat himself. He's tried to take his game to Satthew. Satthew has been exceptionally good at running down the clock, though, and making it as difficult as possible for Jacob to score. And not just that, but putting a couple more goals in Jacob's end as well. That's going to bounce back. Jacob too late to the rebound. Satthew with the butt stand for the final game. GG's is called, and Satthew will take it 3-1.